Hey, bud. Say something? Nope. Still not popping over. I will figure it out real quick. Give me a second. Say something, Robert. God damn. All right, say something now. Oh, this is gonna get annoying fast. All right. Something with a routing. Te- well, I see you. Recording is the mic. Playback is the system. Options here. Capture. Chat mic is the caption. The playback is system. What the hell? Great. $5 billion system and it doesn't work.
Sounds like the government.
No,
Spend $5 billion and it doesn't work.
no, it's working. Say something else.
Something else like EAD? Does that work?
Yeah, can you do me a favor and pull up the stream and just see if you
Yeah, I'm
hear it?
doing that now.
Yeah.
Let me unmute it.
Yeah, just for a minute and see if you can hear yourself and me. And the annoying beings.
Touch me. I didn't hear anything.
Give it like
Wait,
15
I think
seconds.
I have it muted. The whole monitor muted. There you go, I heard myself.
You did?
Yeah, I heard myself. I sound beautiful.
Yeah, you do.
Didn't I? Yeah, there you are. It's working!
It's working. All right. While I get things ready here, you can go ahead and talk about what happened last week.
Fuck you. Does that mean you want to get the elephant fucking in the room out of the way real quick?
I think we should. I think we need to have that elephant shot.
Yeah. Let's just get it out of the way. Can I go the quick version, or do you want the whole fucking detailed version about it?
I think we should do the detailed version.
Great. So there's this guy in Dallas that supposedly can play quarterback by the name of Dakota Prescott, my bad.
Is that now anyone over the age of 18 is the new Cowboys potential quarterback?
As they're saying, if you have a Cowboys jersey and in the area, come try out. Yeah, well, Dak broke something again. Oh, it's dumb, right?
Yeah.
So now they're saying he's only out 4 weeks, and we get the great Cooper Rush to back it up. I'm so excited we get Cooper Rush. So
I was
long story short, we're fucked.
I did some research on that, and you guys have like this like every other year you get 10 wins.
Yeah, this ain't the year.
Well, not double digits. It's at least 2 digits in the win column, and then you seem to plummet back to single digits. So,
well, let's do this. 1, did we play the great Tom Brady well on defense? Man, better than expected to only give up 19 points. Still a fucking loss. On offense, I mean, that's just fucking horrible. A field goal? Wow. Right? Is that all we gave? It's a field goal? That's all we got was 3 fucking points? Jesus.
correct.
So if we're shooting blanks on offense and you lost your starting quarterback, Cooper Rush is not the man, bro. Come on now.
It's not
Let
gonna.
me tell you
It's
how
not the
much
answer.
he's not the man. They cut his ass at the end of the season. Yeah, they did it to put him back, and they knew nobody was gonna pick him up. That's how bad he fucking is. So.
And no one picked him up, even the Cleveland Browns.
Where quarterbacks going to die. For their careers, anyways.
Correct.
That's what Dak will be playing for in 2-3 years.
Correct. Also correct.
Dude, there's nothing to say about the Cowboys anymore other than I'm a fan, so I'm going to root for them because, but I'm not one of those delusional fans that think they're going to the Super Bowl. Man, I would love more than anything for them to prove me wrong, and I would love to see the fucking miracle happen, but let's be honest. I don't even want to look at their schedule.
No. At least till he's back. So let's go over last week. So neither one of us should be picking in any sort of professional capacity. So it's a good thing we're amateurs. You went 6-9-1. I went 7-8-1.
Okay, Cowboys let me down again.
So we got the Bills. You picked the Browns. We both swung and missed on the Bengals. Which was, to me, that's a fluke. Like, that was just one of those, it's a divisional game. Who would have thought the Bengals would have had, 72 turnovers? And they still almost won. Right, yeah, so that's a fluke. The Colts and the Texans decided to tie, which no AFC team won, and 2 of them played each other. So that's telling you that division's stacked.
And who did I pick for that game?
You picked the Texans, and I picked the Colts.
I think that's a win for me, man. They tied.
Pretty much. You probably should have had a win on that one, but not the way it works. We nailed the Ravens, who outclassed the Jets. We swung and missed on the Titans. We swung and missed on the Raiders. And that was one of those, the Chargers looked really good. Obviously, you can't count the picking the Cowboys. You knew that was going to happen. The question is, are you going to pick them this year or this week? That's the real loyalty question. So you picked on the Cowboys. I picked on the Bucs. The Saints, we both got right. The 49ers, we both got wrong. But that one doesn't count to me because of the rain. That was a monsoon. And, of course, my 49ers running back got hurt in the first quarter. The Eagles in the which you called, by the way, which that's a bonus for you in the draft when you're like, he's gonna get hurt in a couple weeks. Didn't make it a couple weeks. So Eagles versus the Lions. I picked the Eagles. You picked the Lions. Pats versus Dolphins. You picked the Pats. I picked the Dolphins. Jacksonville versus the Commanders. We both picked Jacksonville, and at least they looked competitive. So yay. Chiefs versus
quarterback.
Yeah, Chiefs versus Cards. We both picked the Chiefs. And yes, 5'8" does matter. The Vikes and the Packs. You picked the Vikes, who looked really good. And the Pack looked really bad. Although all the memes go out right now going at what they lost like 33-3 last year. So at the current rate of progression, they'll win their home opener 16-7. Next week or next year. And then we both swung and missed on the Broncos, and I don't know how that game was weird. So again, that's how the records stand: 6-9-1, 7-8-1, and I am going to.
I was on the fence on that Charger game.
You were there. We were. I mean, yeah, there was a couple that you probably should have gone with your gut. So,
well, I saved the gut feelings for the Cowboys.
Make that a lesson learned. All right. So you see the schedule, right?
Yeah.
All right. So Week 1, you got a Thursday night game.
See here. Chargers and the Chiefs. That one.
Chargers and the Chiefs.
That's a good be. Look, I'm still a believer in Herbert, but man, Patrick Mahomes looked good, didn't he? What did he sling 5 touchdowns?
Yes, and it was like 5, and then it was garbage time after that, right?
Correct, but it doesn't look like the Chiefs are hurting after losing Tyreek Hill. Edwards-Helaire finally, right, paying dividends. Well, Week 1, let's fucking temper that shit.
Correct.
But I hope so, because, I have him on one of my money leagues, and I wouldn't mind.
EA Sports, it's in the game.
This game, bro, look, Herbert's a fucking elite quarterback, no matter how you look at it. He's this is his 3rd year? I believe so, something like that. But either way, that kid's only going to get better and better. But you're playing Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, and they're at the Chiefs, right?
At Kansas City.
You've been to that stadium, haven't you?
Mm-hmm. It is. It is the loudest stadium in the NFL.
Yeah, man. Look, you got Patrick Mahomes, you got not Tyreek Hill, Kels. Helaire looks like he's running. Who cares who the fuck's catching the ball? Patrick Mahomes is gonna get it to you. It looks like that stadium, all that shit. Come on now, the Chiefs are gonna win this one. I like the Chargers, but the Chiefs win.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, this is one of those. It's really not that hard, right?
Who's running the ball for the Chargers?
It's going to be the scat back that they've had forever. Eckler.
Chiefs, buddy.
I think this is the 2 of the top teams in the West right now, right? And looking at the Broncos, I'm getting the sense from the new quarterbacks that they're taking their time integrating in the system, and they're not doing very well. So I don't know how the Raiders and Devontae Adams, that looks like that is a mismatch, right? Like he took away from everybody else. And for Russell Wilson, that was not an impressive start. So these are in my head right now. These are the class of the AFC West, and that's probably the best. I'm saying these are some of the top teams in the AFC right now. So, um, I think trying not to read too much in last week. I think the Chiefs are better than the Chargers. I think because it's at home, I think they're going to win.
I think we'll see these two teams down the road again for sure. Playoffs, maybe something, but you're right. The stadium and everything else, there's no way.
So I'm going to mark us both down for the Chiefs.
Yay. But you're right. That AFC West ain't too fucking bad. I think the odd man out in the AFC West is going to be the Denver Broncos, to be honest.
I'm thinking it might be the Raiders.
Think so? I don't know, man. They've got too much fucking talent and fantasy relevance to be the odd man out.
But you've seen teams like that before. Like remember the Eagles way back in the day when they had all those all the talent they brought and they just didn't manage to do anything. So
the only real problem there, you get a little bit of reverb or feedback from your mic, I think, when I'm talking.
Okay.
The only real problem there is Derek Carr. Let's be honest. I mean, the running game ain't bad. Josh Jacobs is a good running back. You got Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfrow. You got Waller at tight end. They added, different little pieces here and there. Is it Derek Carr? Is he the problem?
I think it has to be, right?
Maybe. That is a good division. That's a good division to watch. Like, just in a football general sense, right? Like those division foes, they play each other twice a season. You get to watch some good football there. I think. I mean, you know that the next time Kansas City and the Chargers play, it'll be at Chargers home, so the game may be different. I do believe Herbert is an elite talent. I just think he doesn't have the same receiver core, I guess, right now. Well, he has Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, but Allen's hurt.
Yeah, Allen's hurt.
Though. Oh, man. Chargers aren't too bad. If you look at matchup per matchup, quarterback to quarterback, obviously the Chiefs have the better quarterback. But you look at running backs, I think Eckler is better than, what's his name, than Hilaire at this point, anyways. We'll see. Wide receiver-wise, I mean, they both have okay receivers at this point. I think if you really look at it, Kansas City has the better odds on that also, especially with Allen out. And tight end wise, you definitely think that KC has the best tight end, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, fantasy relevance, the Chiefs look way the fuck better.
Think so. Okay. Next up, we're going to go with the Sunday game. The first one's Dolphins and the Ravens.
Wow. Look, the Ravens have, Lamar, and they have that what's the new receiver that was catching everything, Duvernay, something like that.
Yes.
They don't have a bad team at all. The thing they're lacking is a running game. And I think at any NFL team, you need a running game, man. And even if it's running by committee or whatever the fuck it is, you need a running game, period. In my opinion, anyways, right? Look at all the greats, though. Kansas City, they do have a running game. If you look at a running quarterback, you can include him in a running game, right? You look at Green Bay, and they've got two. You look at any team, just go down the line. Even Buffalo, again, Buffalo has a running quarterback, so you include that in the running game, right? You have to have some kind of running game to be, in my opinion, dominant, right? And I could be wrong, but I know Lamar used to run. The end of last season and this season, has he really been running? I don't know what his stats were for last week. Do you?
He's running.
Well, then there you go. I mean, because running backs wise, you got a bunch of fucking nobodies. I mean, they have like Kenyon Drake. Come on now, Mike Davis, Dobbins is hurt still. At receivers, Duvernay really stepped the fuck up, which was great. But their tight end's okay. It's not a bad team. I mean, you got Lamar, so how fucking bad can it be, right? But then you turn around and look at Miami, and I mean, they didn't look too fucking bad.
They did.
Tyreek Hill did his fucking thing. Tua did his thing. I need to see some stats for last week because I didn't get what they did on the ground last week.
What's up, Tech? So while you're looking that up, it's like this to me. The Ravens, if they don't have Lamar Jackson, are a crappy team, right? They showed it last year when Lamar got hurt. They were leading the division when he got hurt, and the replacements couldn't win a game to save their lives. So it's completely different with him in the game. He's one of those transformational quarterbacks, but his style of play is one of those that leads him to get hurt. He's just a great talent, and he can run the ball, he can throw the ball. Don't know that he's gonna win the big one because he doesn't stay in the pocket enough and just sit there and throw the ball. But he's a great running quarterback. His defense is good. The team's good. On the flip side, you had the exact opposite. You've got a really good team with a lot of skill positions and a quarterback I just don't trust. I mean, even against a Patriots team that I don't think is very good, he only could put up 20 points. I just don't trust Tua. In this game, I think it's the Ravens.
Really? Well, it's a good matchup, right? You're right. Tua still isn't the greatest of quarterbacks, and I don't know that he ever will be. We talked about that last week. I'm not sold on Tua. I believe you weren't either. You compare him to Lamar Jackson. Come on, that's a given, right? Lamar is the better quarterback. You look at both teams. I don't think any of them have a really great running game. And I'm looking at stats from last week at Miami. They didn't do shit on the ground. Really, they didn't. I mean,
Miami or Baltimore?
Miami. Horrible running. So I'm sure Baltimore had something horrible as well. But not even Tua moved around a lot on the ground. So their run game was freaking horrible last week. Now Tyreek Hill still had his yardage, no TDs. Waddle is Waddle. He's going to be a great receiver. He is a great receiver. So, but when you look at all that, and stat-wise, Miami didn't. They won, right? They did win last week.
Yes, they beat
they
beat 20. Yeah, but I think it was a lot more about the Patriots than them.
Yeah, because the stat-wise, they look freaking horrible.
Yeah, they played good defense. They got some turnovers, right?
Yeah. Let's look at Baltimore last week. Statty-wise, where's our stat guy today? Lamar did his thing. Man, he only hit. I mean, you look at Lamar. He went 17 out of 30. That's not great either, right? I mean, that's a little bit over 50% of his passes hit. I mean, 213 and 3 touchdowns. I mean, he made them count when he made them count. The run game there was horrible. I don't even think they went over 100 yards put together, all of them. Doesn't show Lamar really running last week. The receivers, man, stat-wise, they both did shitty. Let's be honest. Flacco out through Lamar. Just do less touchdowns.
Do you think that was the game plan, though, and they were like, we don't need to do much?
It's possible, right? Oh, we're playing the Jets. Let's just fucking kick back, take it easy, not risk much, win the game, go home, and get ready for week 2. Something like that. Look, man.
Keep it. It's our 4th preseason game. We'll just play vanilla, beat the crap out of them, and then pull all the stops out next week.
But okay, you can say that for the offense maybe, but look at the defense. The defense still gave up 307 yards and a touchdown. They still gave up just about 100 yards on the ground, which, they still gave up, well, they didn't give up any touchdown, one touchdown in the air, it looks like in the air, right? The Flacco threw one. But they still gave up yardage, bro. I mean, look, they're 2 professional teams, right?
Yeah.
I get it. The Jets are always playing for the number 1 fucking pick, blah, blah, blah. They're still a team full of fucking professionals, right? Like, if you're sitting there going, well, next year you could pick anyone out of the Jets, you can say, nah, fuck the Jets. I wouldn't pick any player out of them. Hell no. There's names on there that you'd say, like, yeah, I'd take him. I mean, look at Michael Carter. He went 10 for 60. That's an average of 6 yards per carry against Baltimore's defense. Not bad. He also had, looking here, 40 yards in the air receiving. That's not bad at all, bro. I mean, I would say it's a pretty productive day for a fucking running back, even fantasy standpoint. All he was lacking was 1 fucking touchdown, and he has a huge day. Elijah Moore, Corey Davis is there. I mean, the Jets have players, bro.
Yeah.
So it's not like Baltimore took it easy. They still won by a lot. I think that was just because the Jets still sucked.
Yeah.
Defense sucks anyways. But, man, now that I'm looking at this game, I'm saying, fuck.
Well, that's the point, though. The Jets' defense was that bad.
Yeah.
And frankly, the Dolphins' defense is really good. I mean, they're a solid unit. I think they're. I think when it comes down to it, I think Lamar Jackson can beat Tua. That's what I think, and the Dolphins team. I don't think Tua can. Would you want in a close game? Let's say it's close. Do you want Tua to have the ball in his hand? No.
Oh, if you're choosing between Lamar and Tua, no, I want Lamar, right?
Correct. So I think in this game, that's who I'm going with, the Ravens.
You know, it's hard to go against it, man. But I'm looking at these stats, and I'm looking at the run game, and I'm looking at everything. Man, let me see one last stat here before I make up my mind. How's that?
That's fine.
I want to see what the Patriots did, right? Because in the receiving wise, Mac Jones threw for 213. Now, that's pedestrian with 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Very pedestrian, right? He did go 21 for 30 though, so 213 is more game plan than anything else because he only missed 9 passes.
Yeah.
On the ground, the Patriots really didn't run much, man. I mean, they ran, but they maybe about 100 yards altogether. They threw the ball to a whole bunch of guys catching the ball. It looked like 9 different guys caught the ball for the Ravens. Well, the same shit for the Dolphins. And this is a tough one, bro, because Tua put up how many of them were offensive? Looks like 2 offensive. Was there a touchdown scored on the defense here? Probably, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
I don't have the stats in front of me. I think they did, though.
I'm not seeing anything but Jalen Waddle scoring a touchdown. And that's it. I don't know. Let me see if I can get the scoring drives here, but not who scores. But anyways, here it is. It looks like maybe they scored on turnovers. So it's a tough one, man. Nobody really did shit that stood out. And if you're gonna look at it like that, can Tua beat Baltimore? Baltimore's defense ain't all that. It's a toss-up for me, man. Even with a great Lamar Jackson on the other side, it's a fucking toss-up for me. But
user joined your channel.
You're right. If we had to choose at the end, fucking Lamar or Tua, I'm gonna go with Lamar also. So Baltimore. That's a short answer for a long story.
Yeah,
long story for a short answer.
All the above.
Speaking of our statistician, there he is.
What's up, boys? Can you hear me?
Yeah. All right, so we have the Jets and the Browns.
Jets and the Browns. Jeez.
The undefeated Cleveland Browns, I might add.
Look, it's not. There doesn't have to be a long explanation here, and you know that. It's the Browns. It's not like they got a great quarterback, but they still got great running backs. The Jets are the Jets. Their defense still sucks. Their offense ain't bad, but there ain't going to be no Jets, Jets here. Cleveland Browns win this one pretty handily, I think. That was short.
That's it. We don't have time for cutscenes on this one. I'm not going to argue with this. It's going to be a 4-hour show. Cleveland's not going to do it.
Not going to.
I'm sorry, they're not going to blow this one to the Jets. So.
Oh, okay. I was like, this fucking guy.
No.
It's the Jets, Warty.
I think the Jets defense is still abysmal. Like I said, I think the Ravens really are going to have a second gear on the Dolphins. I think they were like, we're going to beat the Jets if we don't try hard. So, that's it.
EA Sports, within the game.
That was pretty simple.
Oh.
Poor Jets. They're going to get no respect all season. They're going for the number 1 pick again. It is what it is. They need a quarterback.
They need a quarterback. And they
And a
don't.
running back.
And they need to find out if the quarterback they have is any good.
And a star receiver. Some
Yeah.
defense. A new coach. All right.
All the above.
What's up, boys? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
There we go. I just bought 2 new monitors, so
Nice.
39-inch widescreens.
All right. I'm sure everyone cares. Okay. The next
With
game.
that, I'm out.
Nah, I'm fine. The next game we have the Commanders at the Lions.
Look, both these teams didn't play too fucking bad, in my opinion. The Lions have some talent on that team, bro. They do. Swift look good. St. Brown, the receiver, which I was really big on, he did good. The team looks all right. They still got a shit quarterback, but they didn't look too fucking bad. And neither did the Commanders, to be honest. We're all sitting here thinking about the running back that got shot up being the next best thing for Washington, and Gibson did pretty fucking good in the air and on the ground. So again, though, another shit quarterback, right? They both have kind of mediocre quarterbacks that have been tossed around, but both teams are pretty fucking good in my book right now for week 1. Now, let's not get shit twisted. I was going to say this earlier. We're looking at week 1, right? Like, you can start the season and say, all right, these are my top 10 teams, and these are the ones that are going to be best. But really, you got to let the first 3 weeks of the season play out before you really start rating these top 10 ranking on teams, because you don't know, right? You really don't know, except for some of the givens. Like, you can expect the Jets to suck because they've sucked. Like, that's just like a historical, traditional bullshit for them, right? But it's hard to tell what teams are going to be what till you see them start playing. And Washington played pretty fucking good, and as did the Lions. This is a game I want to watch, to be honest. I think they both have some good talent. The only shit play that comes out of it is really the quarterbacks. And on this one, I think they both have good running backs. I think they both have a pretty solid stable of receivers. So this game is they're gonna score points, or it's gonna come down defense. Either way, I personally on this one, I like the Lions, bro. One, because I'm an NFC East right guy, and fuck the commies, Commanders, wherever the fuck they are. So, but aside from that, putting it on paper, I think that Swift is a great running back. I think that the Lions have better receivers, and maybe they take the small edge on quarterback. Maybe not, but I'm going with the Lions on this one.
So the Lions got manhandled by the Eagles. I don't think the Eagles are very good, and they also have a bad quarterback. The Commanders looked really good in the beginning and the end. They were bad in the middle. Their skill position players were a little electric, but that's against it's still a bad Jaguars team. It's the defense isn't. It's definitely not at a top third of the league. So, I think I think it's gonna be a close one. This is a toss up, but I think the Commanders quarterback and their players and their positions are better than the Lions quarterback and their players and their positions. So I'm gonna go with the Commanders.
Here's the difference last week's game, and I'll tell you this. So Washington does not have a very mobile quarterback, in my opinion, right?
Correct.
So Jalen Hurts ran the fuck all over the Lions. That's it, for the tune of 90 yards, man. The Lions gave up some ground yardage for sure. 90 came from the quarterback, 96 from Miles Sanders, another 20 from Gainwell. So they gave up a lot of rushing yards for sure. But the Commanders don't have a mobile quarterback like the Eagles do. So I don't see that happening. So already slash off half that running game right there. They have a good running back in Gibson. He can run the ball for sure. They obviously checked down to Gibson a lot last week. He had a lot of receiving yardage.
Mm-hmm.
But then you turn around and look at the Lions, and man, Swift went for 144 fucking yards on the ground and another 31 in the air with a touchdown. That shit ain't bad. They have Jamal Williams, is just a goal line beast who can power in. Goff added his own 9 yards. St. Brown went for 64. Stryker 52. Chark, however you say it. DJ, your favorite player. I'm still going with the Lions, man. I think that I don't see Washington his quarterback moving around a lot, and I think they'll get to him, and I think the Lions will win this game. So, well, you already knew that. I just had to throw a little tidbit in there. A little titty bit.
Alrighty. I like it.
We still haven't hit the game where I tell Warty he's fucking stupid for his choice, but it'll happen.
It'll happen. It'll get there. I think we're coming up on that game. With
Oh boy.
The Colts at the Jaguars. So,
Shit.
you're welcome.
Well, come on now. Look, the Colts tied the Houston Texans, but I said the Houston Texans would be better this year. I know I did because we were sitting here and we said it. I still think they will. I still think that the Colts played a pretty good Houston Texans team. They didn't seal the deal because I'm not sold on their quarterback, Matty Ice, but I do think they have a great fucking running game. The receiving core is okay, but in this one, man, Jaguars didn't play too bad either. Let's be real. You know, running back wise, not Etememe or whatever the fuck his name is that I can't say. The other guy, Robinson, came in and was the one kicking ass. Everybody's disbelief, I guess, or surprise.
Was it mine?
No, it wasn't. You knew Robinson was going to run, didn't you?
Yep.
So I don't know if Edamame is going to be a running back soon for them or not, but it doesn't really matter. You know, I think the Jaguars are just as good as the Texans. I don't know about defensively, to be honest.
I don't either.
But it's not going to be another fucking tie. I do think that this game goes to the Colts this game. I think the run game's too big for the Jaguars from the Colts, you know. So I'm going to take the Colts in this one.
Yeah. This is the homer pick.
User joined your channel.
More than anything else. So here's the deal. The Colts can't beat us in Jacksonville. I don't know why, but it's like 5 years in a row we beat them at home. Now they've beaten us every time in Indy pretty handily, but for whatever reason, that's a problem. We beat them week 17, and they had a shot to go to the playoffs. So I think we get them again. I don't know what the deal is. I think we do. I think we need to win because the schedule's pretty hard for the next couple of weeks. So I think they want to win. I think they're going to come out. They're going to play at home, and I think they're going to steal one they shouldn't win. But I think they are. And it's also a homer pick. So.
Well, look. The Colts gave up 240 yards to David Mills and 2 touchdowns, no picks. So, can Sunshine do better than David Mills? Probably so.
Let's hope so, right?
Right. I mean, look, if David Mills threw no fucking picks, well, Sunshine, I don't think so. I think Sunshine's a good quarterback. I think he's in a bad team. But either way, I think he'll come out doing well. I think it'll be a good game. But Matty Ice is Matty Ice. Fucking 352 fucking yards. Taylor had 161 yards. And maybe the Houston Texans defense isn't that great.
Well, because they fumbled. So they fumbled 5 times. And I think I think they only lost one of them, but they were fumbling all over the place. Like Ryan had like 4. So
Ryan had 3. Lost 1.
Which is like 4. But
right.
So I mean, I think they had 5 total though.
And they still fucking tied, right?
Correct. I mean, but Houston's. I mean, the Commanders are giving the ball over too, and got the Jags back into it. So I on paper, I think the Colts are a much better team. It definitely didn't show last week, and that was, you start getting, and they're not 5 turnovers, but if you get 2 or 3 if you lose a turnover battle, and you're also fumbling on and making 3rd and forever, you're killing drives, right? So, and I think that's what happened to the Texans, and the Texans just stuck around. I mean, they built a lead, and then Matty Ice came back in the 4th quarter, and damn sure, I mean, there's some missed field goals from being, winning that game, and they
fired their fucking kicker.
Correct. So they had no business being in that game at the end.
Agreed. So we all agree the Colts are going to win.
So no, I think the home curse is going to get them. I don't know why they can't win, but I like it. Now, on the flip side, Jonathan Taylor might get 5,000 yards. So we'll see about that.
Yeah. I don't know if this warrants your pick fucking sucks. But...
I'm gonna go with it's a homer pick, so I don't get your pick sucks.
All right, we'll let it go.
Yeah, I mean you're gonna pick the
Stryker
Cowboys. You're gonna pick the Cowboys later, right? I'm counting
I'm
us
actually
blowing.
with Warty on the Jaguars here.
Really?
Yeah, and I think it's because Jacksonville plays better at home than Indy does when they go to.
Look here, Stryker. Warty has an excuse as a homer pick. Your pick is fucking stupid.
There you go. I just wanted to get that out early.
Hey, thanks, Shreedy.
But you already missed the elephant in the room. We already went over Dak and his fucking broken hand.
Yeah, we got that right off the bat.
Well, I mean, it just means you guys are getting Jimmy G pretty quickly here.
Yeah, I think so.
Honestly, I'd rather have Jimmy G than Cooper Rush. I told Warty earlier, look, they cut Cooper Rush at the end of the season.
Man.
They were going to bring him back, but they had no fear of anyone picking him up.
Yeah, and he did not do well.
God,
did not do well at all.
I'd rather have Danucci out there. Danucci, or whatever the fuck his clown ass name is. I'm sorry.
Okay, next up we got a Bucs and the Saints. Bucs at the Saints.
You know, this was still a Drew Brees Saints team. I'd be excited for this fucking game. I'm not sure I'm as excited for fucking Jameis Winston's. You know,
Dude,
it's not the same thing.
But Tom Brady is having a bad week. He's going to come out pissed.
Well, Tom Brady played the Cowboys, bro. Look.
No, I'm talking. He and Giselle broke up.
Oh, so I have a chance?
No, I mean as much as the rest of us do.
You do, Ripper.
Thanks, buddy.
Go with that irrational confidence. I like it.
EA Sports within the game.
So yeah, he is. So you're right. Or he's fucking distracted, right? But a distracted Brady, that's about as good as, you know, a fucking Matty Ice, right? Still at that level.
I was going to go broke and Dak Prescott, but
look, man, I don't want to get started with Dak Prescott. I'm at the point where I do not believe in Dak Prescott anymore, and it sucks to say that. I don't. He before the broken thumb, he came out playing.
Yeah,
I don't get it, man. You know what it is though, and someone had brought this point up, and I agree. How many times did you see the Cowboys starters playing preseason? Did they even? I don't think they did they?
Yeah, but the whole league didn't. I mean, that's kind of how everybody did it.
There were starters playing preseason. I don't know, maybe so. I don't know what it is. I don't want to get started with that again because I have like this anger towards Dakota right now. So
I mean, Tampa didn't even have Tom Brady on the team.
Well, yeah, Tom Brady, dude,
he's 500 years old, and they're like, "Nah, you're good, Miss
Look, you can break
preseason."
Tom Brady's fucking thumb, and he's there next week.
Yeah, no shit.
Well, that's because he like sacrifices his soul to the devil or something.
Well, Dakota better be making some fucking side deals with fucking somebody.
Right.
I need a Super Bowl before I die. I have an expiration date, man.
No, you don't. No expiration dates.
I won't last another fucking 30 years without a Super Bowl. So, anyways, back to the game.
Dak's not going to play 30 years, though.
Yeah, and
just
there's a line of fucking quarterbacks that have done shit for the Cowboys.
So, breaking news for the Saints: Michael Thomas is still alive, and he's pretty damn good. So,
dude, he back. He back. He looked good.
He was like, "Hey, you forgot about me, didn't you?"
But you know who looked better?
Jameson is LASIK?
No, Landry, man. Landry went 7 for 114. He just didn't have the fucking touchdowns.
Yeah.
Thomas looked great, but he only had 57 yards and 2 touchdowns. But Landry outperformed, I think, just the touchdowns. This is gonna be a good one, man. But I just, is it just me, or you look at Winston and like you're just waiting for him to fuck up? LASIK or not?
49 interceptions tells me that I'm waiting for you to mess up.
Correct, but he fixed his eyes.
How bad are your eyes that you throw 49 of those bad boys?
Fuck if I know, man. I think it's just poor decision making, and you know, I think that'll come back too. I think you put perfume on a piece of shit and it smells nice right now, but that perfume will wear out and you'll smell the shit later. I don't believe in Jameis Winston. Not my preferred team, so oh well, big deal. But I don't believe they beat Tampa Bay either. Not with Winston. There's just no fucking way. Like I said, if this was a Drew Brees Saints team, great game I'd want to watch. Other than fantasy points here, that's the only reason I'll pay attention. But I think Tampa Bay was a bad week or not, Strike. It's Tom fucking Brady.
Well, and Tampa Bay's got a decent enough defense that they'll get pressure, and Winston won't be able to be comfortable in the pocket. So,
side note here, though, the pickup of the week for me would have been Taysom Hill. He's listed as a quarterback tight end, but man, he runs, he catches, he does everything. I mean, fuck. Fantasy-wise, you're going to get a lot of good points off that kid. I think it'll continue that way. I think the trend of using Taysom Hill the way they're using him. I mean, look at the way they're using receivers now. And every team almost, they're rushing receivers now.
This is at home. The Saints are a good team.
Are they in the Dome this week?
They're in the Dome.
Okay.
I want to pick the Saints. I do really bad. Like, I just can't. Because the Bucs, so to me, the Rams and the Bucs are kind of mirrored last year's. They had really good teams and they were stacked at multiple positions. I think the difference between the Rams and the Bucs this year is the Bucs lost their depth. So they lost, an O.J. Howard. They lost some secondary pieces, where the Rams lost frontline starters, like Von Miller. So I think this is the best team in the NFC. I think the Saints are a good defense, a good running team, and I think Winston's a good enough to get to the playoffs, and probably be third or fourth seed. So I think it's going to be a good game. I can't bet against Brady yet. Like, that's what it comes down to, right? This game is close. It's Brady.
Yeah, for me, it's the defense of the Bucs. Like, they got 4 sacks last weekend and a bunch of tackles for loss and pass deflected. They're going to get pressure.
Well, yeah, I agree that the defense is way better in the Bucs than New Orleans. I agree the defense ain't bad, but temper your expectations in a few ways. Tom Brady, not a typical Tom Brady game, right? 212 and a touchdown, 1 pick. Dallas's defense is actually a lot better this year. Their secondary especially. So playing against a good defensive team, that's going to happen. It wasn't enough to win, for the Dallas to win a game because their offense sucked. But I mean by temper your expectations as far as the sacks, Dallas is playing with a banged up O-line to start off with, right? So there's that. I still think Tampa's defense is legit. I think it'll be too much for New Orleans. I think Tom Brady, again, his stat line against Dallas is one thing, but coming to New Orleans, pissed off because his old lady left his ass, he going to be mad. So he going to be playing mad, like you said. And you throw in Fournette. Come on now, Fournette tore it up.
Yeah, but
I almost thought you said Fortnite there.
Isn't he? He's banged up too, though.
Who, Fournette?
Yeah.
Is he out or just banged up?
I don't think they've made that call yet.
It's like I tell my kids, man, are you injured or you hurt? There's a fucking difference. So, yeah, we'll see. Either way, I'm with the Strike on this. The Bucs are just, against New Orleans anyways, they'll be more dominant. And they'll win.
Well, I think we're picking the Bucs across the board, so it's a close one. Warty wants to go with the Saints. I just, I'm a Florida State fan, so I just can't do it though.
You can't trust Winston, bro.
You cannot.
You're waiting for him to implode. I am.
Even with the new eyes.
Even with that
LASIK. I think they're the same eyes. They just had some updates.
I will say I got LASIK 8 years ago, and it's been the best thing ever, but I'm also not an NFL quarterback, so.
Yeah, but Winston waited for that BOGO deal, and then when he got his eyes fixed,
yeah,
he's fucked.
Yeah, he did. All right, we got the Panthers at the Giants. Must watch TV.
Must not watch TV.
Giants are who they are. They did beat Tennessee. Let's start there. Although I don't know what the fuck happened with Tennessee. Stat-wise.
They forgot to stop Barkley.
Yeah.
Saquon. Yeah.
Everybody who got Barkley this season, some people drafted him like third round because nobody was fucking touching him. Everybody who got Barkley, whether it was first round, third round, it don't matter. Good pick. And I skipped him, and I could have had him. On one draft, another draft. Anyways, long story short, if you got Barkley, you're in for a good season because they did upgrade their O-line. Let's start with that. Even though you don't need to with fucking Barkley, but they did. He's going to fucking tear it up. Now, Tennessee looked like they couldn't fucking stop, fucking sixth grade running back, but that's a whole different fucking story. Tannehill was pedestrian for sure, 266, 2 TDs. I don't know what the fuck. Derrick Henry was busy watching Barkley run or something because he didn't put up great stats. He had 82 yards. You know,
and he fumbled a couple times. Like,
yeah.
I think I'm going Giants this one. I really do.
I was about to throw the flip side on that, though. Now you got to go talk about the other side of it, right? Carolina. Look, Barkley's going to run, bro. And I agree. Chubbs and, what's his name? Fuck, I'm forgetting the name. Just supposed to Hunt. I was going to say Hurt. They ran all over fucking Carolina. They had pretty good yardage. Am I wrong? Let me go look. I'm pretty sure they did.
They ran all over.
I'm pulling up that game now. Let's see. Yeah, they did. Well, not too bad. Let's see here. Well, yeah, about 200 yards with everybody put together. So, yeah, that's not bad at all, man. You know, and on the flip side of that, McCaffrey didn't do dick all. I'm not sure why. Not even in the air, which they usually check down to McCaffrey. I guess fucking Baker doesn't like checking down to McCaffrey because
I mean, when you're trusting Baker, you have problems. I'm just gonna say it.
Well, his best receptions were fucking Robbie Anderson had 5 receptions, and that's your long bomb guy, right? He had 102 yards, and one of them was for 75. So, yeah, I'm not sure what the fuck's going on there. And you're right, looking at the stat wise. Now, I think Baker's still an okay quarterback. I don't think he's like a top 5 quarterback whatsoever. Man, maybe not even top 10, and that's saying a lot since, but if the Carolina Panthers couldn't stop Chubb and Hunt and all them, they ain't stopping fucking Barkley either because his total was almost as much as Hunt and Chubb put together. So, yeah, I'm with you. Fucking, as much as I don't want to say this because I hate everyone else in the NFC East, I'm going with the fucking Giants. Ugh.
So the only downside is Daniel Jones had 5 sacks against Tennessee.
Well, they improved their run game, dog. I didn't say anything about pass protection.
Well, I'm just saying, like, that's the only downside right now I see to the Giants is Jones holds on to it too long.
That's the only downside because Jones is so great in all the other aspects of quarterback play.
Well, I mean,
besides the fact he can't throw the ball, pass the ball, hand off the ball, or make good decisions.
Jones
He's
only
really
missed 4
good.
fucking passes, Warty. 4.
Yeah,
he went 17 out of 21 for 188 yards.
All right.
And you don't need to throw a lot when you got Saquon running like a crazy boy.
You don't. Sasquatch Barkley tore it up, for sure.
Which makes things a lot easier for. I mean, I remember when Bortles went to the AFC Championship game and we ran thoroughbreds every play we could, but that comes to an end. So the Browns, in my opinion, the Browns played a revenge game, and I didn't expect that. They were like, no, we're not a bunch of nobodies, and they overcame adversity to beat Baker, and he still nearly won that game. The Giants ran all over the Titans in a surprising game, which I hope is indicative of the Titans being a bad run defense.
So one of the things I look at is pass deflects, and the Titans had like 2 the whole game last week. So they're not getting pressure. That's a bad sign.
You get shit.
Well, you don't get pressure, though, when people are running the ball down your throat.
True, but...
I mean, you get pressure on 3rd and 10, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9. You don't get pressure on 3rd and 3. That's why. I mean, that's
so their 2 deflects were a safety and a defensive end. Just saying, not good.
Yeah, but look at Daniel Jones' shit stat, man. I think the Titans were just like, yeah, you know what? Just let him fucking throw it. He ain't all that. I don't know. Saquon was running all over him anyways. I don't know if it was just the pass deflects you're looking at. You're saying there's very low amount, correct?
Yeah, I'm just saying Carolina doesn't have a front seven that's going to do anything, which is why I'm picking the Giants.
Correct. Well, that is again Sasquatch Barkley.
So I'm going with the Panthers. I think week one's people do overreactions.
So Rip, you should have saved your "that's fucking stupid" comment.
No, that I gave you one. I still haven't given Warty one.
Yeah,
I don't think this was it. Well, yeah, you're right. That's a fucking stupid pick.
How? Come on. Well, the Giants were bad last year. They're not suddenly better. Daniel Jones is going to make some boneheaded calls.
See, the problem isn't that the Giants are better; it's the Panthers got way worse.
Not just that, but I'm gonna touch to a point you said earlier, Wardy. You said that the Cleveland Brown was playing. The Browns are playing inspired because of this revenge game. Well, so was fucking Baker. He didn't do dick all really. I mean, he had 16 for 27, 235, a touchdown and a pick. His quarterback rating was shit. He wasn't all that. I mean, and that said he was supposed to be playing for fucking revenge, right? I just don't think they have the offense to win this game.
Yeah, and
not with Christian McCaffrey doing nothing.
There's also flip sides of that, right? So people try too hard, and they press, and they do things they shouldn't do. So maybe it's maybe he's that kind of guy. So I think they're a better team. I think they're gonna win.
Have you seen Baker's whole fucking career? This ain't something new, Tran. Those are fucking stat lines that are great for Baker. 235 and 16 for 27. That's about all he fucking gets.
He's not wrong. He's definitely not wrong on that.
Well, I'm gonna definitely go on your pick's fucking stupid, but
right.
We got it out of the way.
Glad I could help you guys.
He wasn't as bad as fucking Jacoby Brissett across the field though. 18 for 34, 147 yards and a touchdown. Holy fuck. That's horrible.
So the Patriots versus the Steelers.
Oh God, that's the Steelers. That's gonna be an ugly game.
Let me pull up some stats because I want to point out something. I said earlier that a lot of teams are starting to use their receivers as running backs, and the Steelers do that with Claypool. But are they trying to force them out with Claypool? I was reading that he's upset about his position in the team in general. So they're trying to get him the ball more in any way they can because, well, Trubisky sucks dick, right? And if you're trying to force that, he went 6 for 36. I like some receivers can definitely be running backs in a sense, right? Claypool's a big-bodied motherfucker, and he can, most definitely. But, when your receiver's outrunning your fucking running back, Najee Harris only had 23 yards. Claypool had 36 on the ground. Your quarterback's not all fucking that, right? You could tell by how many receptions your tight end had. He had to check down a lot. That's his safety net. We know that for Trubisky because he can't fucking throw the ball. And the only reason this game turned out the way it was because fucking Burrow decided to say, hey, here's 5 turnovers. Let me hold my beer. Let me show you I can come back, and then fell short. Yeah, long story short, I don't think...
Wasn't that also a field goal kicker again? Did the Bengals fire their kicker too?
Oh, but I can't believe he choked. He's had such a big kicks last year in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
He choked, but it is what it is. Either way, 5 turnovers will fucking kill you, right? I mean,
go on 5 turnovers and you shank a field goal, and or you win. There's no overtime.
Correct. It is what it is. Now, aside from all that, we're looking at the Patriots across the field, who I said last week, Belichick this and that, and he fucking laid a turd. So, I don't know. This seems like the Patriots still aren't that shitty, but again, I don't know if their quarterback is that special either. He's no Trubisky, though. He's definitely not some fucking Brissett kid who fucking threw for 117 yards, but this is a tough one to get.
Are we talking McCordle? Or the Michael McCorkle Mac Jones thread?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've got a bunch of buddies who are Patriots fans, and I don't mean treating. And I'll tell you, they are not happy with Mac.
Well, First off, let's start with Schwieden's a dumbass. Just because he's a dumbass.
We know that.
We kind of love him, but he's a Patriots fan, so yeah. But you're right. I don't know if Mac Jones is the answer either. I don't know that Belichick. I honestly think that Belichick will eventually ride off into the sunset with nothing again. Right? Tom Brady was his boy. Tom Brady, no Tom Brady. Do we really even know who the fuck Belichick is? No.
Well, we're finding out this year.
Mac Jones last week went 21 for 30, 213, a touchdown and a pick. Only 9 misses. Not a great quarterback rating either, if you look at it. But
Well,
the Patriots
and there was a lot of checkdowns in that too.
Correct.
Like pressure getting to him, he had to go out to the running back in the flat. So I'm going to ask you a question, Rip. Which starting quarterback would you not trade Mac Jones for right now?
Which starting quarterback would I not trade Mac Jones for?
Yeah, there's only a couple. Mariota, Trubisky, Zach Wilson, Tua, Carson Wentz, and Dan Jones. That's my list.
That you wouldn't trade him for? So you would keep Mac Jones?
I would keep Mac Jones over those 6. Everybody else I would move Mac in a heartbeat for.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean,
that makes sense.
I mean, I guess Deshaun too, because he's suspended, but that's a different one.
I mean, but you named all quarterbacks that we've already said. Honestly, though, man, fuck. Let's see this here. Who's the one who? I don't know, man.
The other problem with the Patriots, they have no weapons.
Well, have they ever though?
I mean,
Randy
they've
Moss.
had enough. Edelman, Amendola.
That's not a weapon. That was a
Tom Brady.
Yeah, that was a Tom Brady.
Brady. I mean, let's be real. They've never had any real solid running backs that you'll ever remember because he does running back by committee. He's the best at that shit, right? He has a running back that catches passes, a running back that's a goal line runner. He's got a running back for this and running back for that. Fucking Belichick is the Oprah Winfrey of running backs, and you get a running back, and you get a running back. And, none of them are big-name running backs because he doesn't need them, right? So he's not. Because who does? Because when you have a Tom Brady throwing the fucking ball, my grandmother would go back there and run 80 yards because everybody's afraid of Tom Brady throwing the fucking ball.
Your grandma can run 80 yards?
Not in one play.
Okay.
Well, yeah, if she had 3,200 attempts. Anyways, point is, Mac Jones obviously no Tom Brady. I think Belichick is kind of, he's got his son there who looks like he's on fucking cocaine every game. Right? But then, they're not playing anybody. This is not a tough game to choose. I just don't think the Patriots are going to win. But I also don't think that the Pittsburgh should win. But if you look at it in general, I think Pittsburgh. Fuck, I don't know.
We've got a Ripper. Ripper just broke down.
I'm only going the Steelers because it's at home. The Steelers are at home. That's the difference right there.
Yeah, maybe, but it's just like, all right, do you want to eat the green turd or the brown turd? It's still fucking shit.
Well,
but you're right. I'm
right. I'm not saying it's like one team is better than the other. I'm saying if I have to choose one of the two, I'm choosing the Steelers because they're at home.
Well, last week I chose Belichick, and look how that went. So, yeah, I'm going to go with you on that. I think they're playing at home. I think that coaching-wise, I think the Steelers coach can do more with less than Belichick can. You know what I'm saying? Again, Belichick looked fucking great, and we're just going to say Tom fucking Brady, right? Yeah. Also, the point of that, also, Tom Brady would take pay cuts in order to bring in great players, not just on offense, on defense, because he wanted to win fucking championships. So, yeah, I'm with you. I think the Steelers eke one off another one. They did lose Watt on defense, but I think they'll be fine. I think they'll slip through and win another one. And probably a few more games and make the fucking playoffs with some shitty-ass record and still be shitty. And Trubisky will end up in Cleveland, but whatever. We'll go with Pittsburgh.
Wow.
5 turnovers.
I don't know how to follow that.
5 turnovers, and they barely won. No, the Patriots are going to win. The Steelers are not good. The Patriots aren't good, but at least they can sit there with their tight ends and their running backs and pound it down your throat, right? They could beat the Steelers that way. There's the Steelers. You're just gonna wait. you know what Belichick's going to do. He's going to take away your weapon, and so he's going to take away Claypool, and what else are Steelers going to do?
Najee Harris, they have whatever his tight end name.
Well, Belichick's going to take away their strength and make Trubisky beat him, and he's not going to be able to. Like that's how that's going to happen.
The problem is the Patriots defense doesn't get pressure, isn't good, so he's going to have to work hard to take away.
Okay. Sure.
Just throwing it out there.
Let me ask you a question: Cincinnati's D or the Patriots D? Warty?
Cincinnati's D.
Okay.
That's a
Pittsburgh
tough one.
was playing against Cincinnati's D. And still, Trubisky threw no interceptions. Let's start off with that. Now, he only threw the ball 21 times, but still no picks. He wasn't very accurate.
Because the Bengals' weakness is their offensive line.
Correct, but my point is that Pittsburgh played against the Bengals defense, and they won. And I think the Bengals defense is better than New
But that's
England's
because
defense.
Burrow was giving them picks here, there, and everywhere.
Mac Jones or Burrow.
It doesn't matter when your line's crap. If you don't have 2 seconds to throw the ball, you're going to have a bad day.
Unless you're Tom Brady.
True. But I'm going
even Tom Brady. If you recall, there's a certain Giants team that played that to perfection in a couple Super Bowls. So even Tom Brady, even Patrick Mahomes. Remember when the Chiefs went up against the team that beat them in the Super Bowl? They were unable to stop those. Their tackles were both hurt, and basically the ends were meeting at the quarterback about the same time of the snap. So it doesn't matter how great you are if your line sucks. So I think last week the Steelers got gifted 5 turnovers, and they barely won. The Patriots are not. They're going to make Trubisky make mistakes. He's going to make them. They're going to win. End of story.
Cool. What you said? Okay.
I'm picking the Patriots.
You
You're
and I
picking
went
the Steelers.
Steelers. Rip.
I went Steelers too.
That's a stupid fucking pick.
It doesn't come across the same.
It just doesn't.
Well,
you need that fucking, accent.
Gotcha.
And that little bit of just pent up anger.
That's every day.
I have none.
That's every pick.
Falcons against the Rams.
Ugh. And the way let me just say, it's just like, all right. Let's look at the Falcons real quick. One, I've never been a big Mariota fan, by the way. Obviously he went into obscurity for a reason. Now he's back at starting quarterback for the Falcons.
Not even the best Oregon quarterback in the NFL right now.
So, yeah. To me, one of the shining spots here is definitely Cordell Patterson, dude. That guy went from, supposed to be great, then to nobody, nothing, and then he moved to running back, and he's fucking something, right? Like, I think he's a good running back, period. And that's their shining light there, right? Mariota, pedestrian, 20 out of 33, 215, no touchdowns, no picks, but he didn't really do shit, right? He managed the game and he handed the ball off. Cordell went for 120 yards and a touchdown. They had Marcus Mariota. Oh, there you go. Marcus Mariota rushed for 72 yards and a touchdown. He also had a fucking fumble. Drake London, that rookie receiver, did pretty good, 74 yards. But I think the only real thing you have there is fucking Patterson, bro. Can you win the game with just one shining light, one fantasy relevance?
Not sold on Pitts.
Who's throwing to him, bro?
Oh, gotcha. Pitts is a weapon, just no quarterback.
Correct. Well, you don't have a fantasy relevance. Yes, he's a weapon, but there's no fantasy relevance if you have a quarterback who can't get you the fucking ball.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Pitts only went 2 for 19 yards. Come on now. Yeah, this ain't no Matty Ice throwing the Pitts.
I counter with Matthew Stafford as the quarterback for the Rams.
All right. This is what I said earlier. You were here. Look, we can have your top 10 teams and your best and who's going to do what and all this bullshit before the season starts, right? But the first 3 weeks are always like an oddball kind of thing to measure out team strengths and weaknesses, in my opinion. I think after week 3, you kind of have a better layout and a better understanding of how teams are going to play moving forward. But preseason be what it is. I think the first 3 weeks of the season really start forming your team and molding your team to what direction they're taking going forward. I think
So
the Rams had a shit first game.
I'm gonna go back to what Warty said earlier.
Crap.
Yeah.
Well, there's your big mistake first.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. I mean, the Rams just lost too many frontline guys. Period.
Here's the
And
other deal,
and it showed versus the Bills on the opening game.
You just said it though. Who were they playing?
The Bills. The number one defense. They gave up 153 yards last year and then added another superstar to the defense.
A team like the Bills right now will make
Anybody
a lot of teams look like shit.
I mean, Stafford took 7 sacks. So.
And it was 10 all at the half. Like that like Ripper said, I think people do these week 1 overreactions and then they're like the Rams are still one of the most talented teams in the NFC, period. They're on the short list. Did the Bills make them look bad? Yep. And the Bills are going to make a lot of teams look bad all the way to 13 wins. Like that's just going to happen. They might, again, barring how the Colts turn out, I thought they were better. After week 1, that's not the case. It's the Bills by far. It's the Bills and the Chiefs. So, not really a change from last year. So, I think this game doesn't matter, right? The Rams are head and shoulders above the Falcons. Period. End of story. And they're going to be pissed off because they played like ass in the second half and they got their ass handed to them and they're defending world champs. They should beat the crap out of the Falcons. It's that simple.
Look, Matthew Stafford, to Stryker's point, last year he went for 4,800 fucking yards. He had 41 touchdowns. Okay, he had 17 picks, which is a little higher than his average for the last 4 or 5 years, I guess. He still had a great quarterback rating. I think he'll still have a great fucking season this year. He went, 4,800 yards. So it's kind of hard to base anything that happened last week because it was the Bills. Again, the Bills are going to play a lot of good teams and make them look just as fucking shitty because the Bills are dominant this year. You know, that defense is dominant. That offense is dominant. They're going to make everybody look like fucking crap. Now, I get you. The Rams, are they the same team from last year? No, you're right. They lost pieces. A lot of Super Bowl teams lose fucking pieces after a Super Bowl, right? Or after. So, are they as great as they were last year? No. On offense, I think they still will be. Again, they ran into the Bills. Defense, okay, I get you. But end of story, are the Atlanta Falcons better than the fucking Rams? With Mariota, you really think Mariota and the crew of people he has with him, other than Cordell Patterson, beats the Rams? I don't think so, man. I think the Rams take this one. I think they're still good enough. I think the Rams still make the fucking playoffs this year, to be honest. Did they get to the Super Bowl? No. But they're not a bad team. They just, your openers against the Buffalo Bills, they're going to make everybody look like fucking shit. Everybody.
And Vegas thinks the same way. So, yeah, you've convinced me in the Rams.
Does Stryker have a cricket?
Great, but
cricket? Do you have a cricket pet?
It's my stupid desk fan.
Yeah.
Oh. He's breeding crickets.
It's dying, and I'm trying to hold out for a couple of days until the new one shows up.
It's a new protein.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it sucks, doesn't it?
All right, the Rams.
But you know, I just spent a bunch of money on two 39-inch widescreen monitors, so I'll wait a couple of days on the desk fan.
He didn't go 1, he went 2. I like it.
Battle station, buddy. Battle station.
I like it. Hey, you know what? We spend a lot of time in front of our gaming computers. I have no problem with people spending fucking money on their favorite hobby, right?
Yeah, buddy.
Now,
okay, where are we moving, Warty?
Bell doesn't agree with me, by the way.
This is not congressionally approved.
No.
We have the Seattle Seahawks, the 1-0 Seattle Seahawks, the West leading Seahawks against the San Francisco 49ers.
Oh.
They're in San Francisco, though, aren't they?
Correct.
I'm going to let Stryker start with this one while I pull up stats. Because, it's his team.
So, Gino did what Gino did, which is a game manager. 195, 2 touchdowns, 23 of 28. Like, he didn't play shitty. And I'm sorry, but I am now a Russell Wilson hater. Where the Broncos failed was goal line.
As is all of Seattle, apparently.
They booed his ass.
They damn sure did.
Well,
That's
I mean,
fucked up.
the divorce was ugly. He wanted out for years.
Yeah, you still won you fuckers the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and then basically became a prima donna. And honestly, he didn't win the Super Bowl. The Legion of Boom did.
Yeah, I guess. The defense was pretty fucking good.
We could put Trubisky on there and see if that was the case.
Well, look at the Baltimore back in the day with what's his name? Dilfer?
Yeah.
Fucking, you had Dilfer at quarterback and won a Super Bowl. Come on now.
Yeah, with Ray Lewis and
Yeah, exactly.
a bunch of crazies.
That was the Bears one with him, man. It has happened before.
So defense wins championships, right?
So I'm gonna go Seahawks here, and it's not because of Homer pick. It's because Trey Lance does not look like a good quarterback.
Look, game manager, I agree. I think Geno Smith did everything he had to do to not lose that game, right? He didn't throw picks. He didn't really his quarterback rating was great. His yardage sucked. 195, that's really shitty for a quarterback, right?
But 7 yards per pass, so not terrible.
No, but he still threw 2 TDs, right? And the running game was definitely hurting for sure, right? Denver's big up front. I mean, I get it on the running game, but still, Rashard Penny's, probably hurt next week. Let's be honest.
Yeah. But what's his name? The new draft pick, Walker, is back.
That's good. Hopefully there's something there for you. But on the flip side of that, the Denver side, man, come on now. Russell Wilson moved the ball. He threw the ball. He just, I don't know. They came up short, bro. It is what it is.
They had turnover bug.
Yeah. So my point to that is Seattle in a pedestrian way or a game management way, all that shit, sure they did enough to win the game. I don't think they win the San Fran. Here's why. Let me put up the San Fran stats real quick.
I just pulled up the Denver stats. I did not realize Wilson threw for 340.
Yep.
Damn.
Seattle's defense isn't there, and it's not going to be there, and I guarantee you. The running game ran, the receivers caught, the quarterback threw, and I know Wilson was definitely playing fucking inspired, right? Like, that's his old bitch team, and yeah, you're right, bad divorce. He wants to fucking prove something. They came up short, fine. But 49ers, on the other hand, man, look, Trey Lance can run. We know that.
But Trey Lance wasn't even voted a captain. Okay. The team doesn't trust him.
No, they don't, and I get that. Yeah, that's a big thing. Being a football coach, you're right. Our captains, we pick 6 captains every season, and I have to do 7 this year because the team wanted a 7th, right? Because they voted a 7th because that's who they trust and believe in, and that's fucking great, right? And you're right. When they don't choose you as a captain and you're the fucking quarterback, I've never coached a team where the starting quarterback wasn't voted captain. Every quarterback's a fucking leader. So, yeah, being the general of that team and not being captain, holy fuck. Even if it's his second year, pretty fucking odd, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's the only reason I'm choosing Seattle. Like, San Francisco's probably got more talent, but oh my god, no leadership on San Francisco right now.
Well, you don't know that for sure, though, right? Because we don't know what the locker room. Maybe they're saying, hey, you know what, kid, go out there and fucking prove to us you should be a captain. And maybe he plays with a chip on his shoulder, but, his stat line last week definitely didn't say that. 13 for 28 with 164. Fuck, he did worse than that other Dildalox. Was it Brissett or whatever his name is?
I mean, a 50.3 rating. That's. Whew.
He did move the ball on the ground, though, right? 13-54. That just tells me he was on the run all the fucking time.
Well, yeah, him and Debo were the top 2 rushing yards, so.
Well, 13 rush attempts, though, bro. If that wasn't game plan, then that was him hanging on to the ball too long saying, fuck it, I got to run because there's nothing downfield. We teach our quarterbacks there's nothing there, tuck and fucking run. But I don't want to see my quarterback tuck and run fucking 13 times because if you're tucking and running 13 times, then there's shit going wrong with my line or shit going wrong downfield, right? So this guy's – and if it's shit going wrong downfield, man, honestly, look, receivers, especially at the pro level, they know their fucking routes. They're going to run their fucking routes. They were playing the Bears, and I guess the Bears have an okay defense, but either way, man, you can't check down that shit. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. You rushed 13 times. Fuck. The more I look at Trey Lance, the more I think he fucking sucks. So wow, this is gonna be a fucked up game. I think. I don't believe Seattle is great, but man, they have a better quarterback at this point. Yes, he's not a great quarterback, but you're right. He's gonna manage the game
Oh
enough.
God, Gino is not a great quarterback in any way, shape, or form. Let's not even go there.
Then he couldn't even get the ball to his two main receivers, right? Like, ugh.
Yeah. If you're
That was
looking for
weird.
fantasy, DK and Tyler are gonna hurt this year.
But on the other side of it, man, look, they're going to game plan more and more with Debo, man. And Debo is a fucking specimen. Ayuk did not show up big time this game, but he is a good receiver as well. I don't know who Juan Jennings is. Never heard of him. Yes, I have, but he did all right.
I mean, Debo as a Seahawks fan, Debo scares me. I'm just gonna say it. The ball goes to him, I am panicking.
Man, this is a fucking tough one, dude. Tough only because I just don't believe in I don't believe Seattle is all that, to be honest. I think you said it yourself, Denver had the turnover bug. If not for that, they probably beat the shit out of Seattle. But looking at San Fran, bro, holy fuck, Trey Lance sucks.
So I'm not arguing Seattle's the shit. I think they go 2-15 or 2 and whatever it is now. But I think they win this game.
For the sake of argument, I'm going to go against you, man. I'm going to go with the 49ers. I think Debo ends up too much. I think Trey Lance pulls a rabbit out of his ass and starts throwing the ball a little bit better. Or they bench his ass and put in what's his name?
Jimmy G?
Yep. I mean, I would play Jimmy G more than Trey Lance at this point. With that shitty performance, I'd be sitting there. Whatever the fucking San Fran's making choices, needs to get off their fucking ego check and say, fuck it, man.
I'm surprised as shit Dallas hasn't made a Godfather offer to San Francisco for Jimmy G. Just gonna put that out.
Look, let's put this out there. Those offers will never be made by Dallas until Jerry Jones is fucking dead and gone. He just won't. Jerry Jones is the number one fucking reason the Cowboys haven't won another Super Bowl.
No argument, Warty.
Nah, so you guys are crazy. So the first thing is, so in these revenge games, one of the things you forget is there are 50 some odd players on one team that don't want to be embarrassed versus one guy on the other team. Russell Wilson didn't want to be embarrassed. He wanted to beat the Seahawks. The Denver Broncos really didn't give a shit. They wanted to win, but they don't have that oomph to beat them. The Seahawks had 52 players that wanted to show this guy that we don't need you, right? And they did that, and they barely did it, but they did it. And people played out of their minds. And this is where you cannot take week one at face value with these emotional games where people just get up. The Seahawks are a terrible team. They've got a terrible quarterback. Like you said, DK is going to be freaking worthless because Gino can't get the ball to him. Lockett's not. This is a bad team. Your defense isn't good. Your running game is okay if they stay healthy. You're playing the 49ers, and the 49ers play the Bears in a monsoon. Like, Trey Lance looked bad because they were both. Justin Fields ran 5 billion yards, and Lance ran 5 billion yards. The field was terrible. They couldn't throw the ball. You had Tom Brady there. So give him a week. But this defense, this is the Super Bowl a couple years ago team with Jimmy G. That team is still together. That defense is still together. Those playmakers are still on offense. If Trey Lance doesn't get it done in a non-hurricane, then upper management's got Jimmy G and they're going to put him in. Like I'm sure he's on a short leash. But even with him, I think this is the game where last game, week one in the monsoon, you're not going to be able to show off. This is the one. Let him see what he can do, and I think they win handily. 49ers.
There you go.
Okay.
The Stryker's the odd man out on this one, huh?
Stryker's fucking stupid.
Well, I mean, it's the same with you and the Jaguars, right?
I called Homer pick, though. You said it was not a Homer pick.
Oh, okay, fine. I'll go Homer pick.
Yeah,
it's a Homer pick.
Good job.
I mean, Vegas says it's a Homer pick, so.
Okay. Oh, man. I feel bad looking at this one. The Bengals of the Cowboys. I'm serious.
Brokeback Mountain?
Here's the deal. And I'm saying it here first. And this isn't a homer pick. This is just the fucking truth. Yeah, you're gonna say this. I don't give a fuck. The Cowboys will lose. Nah, I'm just kidding. Fuck the fucking Bengals. Look, listen. The Cowboys defense is what it is. Yes, Burrow had 5 turnovers. Yes, whatever. I think he was playing a weaker defense than what the Cowboys are. I think the fucking Cowboys defense will keep this game close. I just don't think we have the offense to fucking put enough points on the board. Obviously, I'm a homer and I'm going to say the Cowboys. But if I wasn't picking the Cowboys realistically, I do believe the defense will hold the Bengals down. I just don't think we have the offense to put points up. But I do believe that we can win, yeah. But
Yeah,
I'm never
I get
gonna go
that. I
against
get
them.
that with the offense.
Yeah, the defense is there, bro. They held Tom Brady pretty fucking well, to be honest. But you know, Dakota Prescott didn't want to participate in winning that last game. So
Wait, is he actually named Dakota Prescott?
that's just his real name is Dakota.
Ah, fuck. I was
Yeah,
hoping it was just Dak.
No, it's Dakota. Yeah. Anyways, Cowboys D may be the difference maker here, man. And I'm not saying this out of a homer. I know they'll hold them, man. I know they will. I just don't think Cooper Rush is the guy to get us over. I'm hoping that the running game helps us here and we win it. So I'm definitely going for the Cowboys, but I don't know if they have the offense to win it. But either way, I'm going to stop there because it's going to be homer no matter what. So Cowboys.
So I really want the Cowboys to succeed only because Kellen Moore was a local boy.
You don't like them?
No, I like him. Isn't he the OC for
Yeah,
Dallas now?
he's still not my favorite guy. Still there.
Yeah, he was a local guy. He grew up 20 minutes from me.
Okay.
Explains a lot.
That's
Non-Texas guy running a Texas team.
That's awesome.
Eastern Washington guy running a Texas team.
Cool
Seems
story,
about par
bro.
for the course.
Cool fucking story, bro.
That has some fantasy relevance there. I'm not sure how.
No, it doesn't.
Okay. So the way I don't disagree with what you said. I think the Bengals Achilles heel is their offensive line. It got Burrow hurt a couple years ago and ruined that season. They managed to overcome it last year and almost won the Super Bowl, which was amazing. This year, it seems to be taking a step back. If they hadn't lost week 1, and again, with all the turnovers and all the pressure he had, I think you're right. I think your defense could keep the game close enough. However, I've seen Cooper Rush, and an NFL quarterback, he is not. Like if you had anyone that if you had a Jalen Hurts, I'd be like, oh yeah, you guys could pull this one out. I think the Bengals are upset about losing. I think they're going to take advantage of Rush, who's going to make a couple bad mistakes, and the Bengals are going to win. It's that simple. But I don't disagree with your premise. I think the defense can get some pressure, get some turnovers. I remember one game that you guys had. I think it was Garrett was a quarterback, and Aikman was hurt. And basically, you guys went up. You returned a kick. You had a couple picks, and you were up like 13-0 on the Eagles, and you just couldn't do anything from there on. And the Eagles end up winning that game. So I think it's even if your defense plays out lights out, and you win the turnover battle, you're still going to lose this one. Sorry.
I don't disagree, but I'm still picking the Cowboys. Moving on.
The Texans versus the Broncos.
Look, I think the Texas defense has improved, but obviously not that much. I think that Russell Wilson isn't a 2-game-in-a-row loser. I think I'm going to keep it short because there's not a lot to say here. I think the Texans do have a slightly better defense in general. Their quarterback didn't do too bad, but he's a fucking game manager. Their running game, pedestrian. On paper, Texans don't look all that. And then you look at the other side, Russell Wilson. I don't think he loses 2 in a row, to be honest. I think they'll come in, they'll play a lot better. They have better receivers, the better quarterback, and they win this game. The Broncos.
Yeah, I think they get over the fumbleitis. I don't see how they don't.
Agreed.
I'm going to keep it short and sweet and pick the Broncos. because I hate the Texans. So it's that simple.
It's the fucking Texans.
We'll go to the midgets or the little people and the Cardinals versus the Raiders.
The little people quarterback.
The little people.
God. Not the quarterback of the people. The quarterback of the little people. I got you.
I mean,
that's fucked up.
I mean, that picture you guys sent, Rip sent the other day, where he was shorter than a 5'10" guy.
That was me, but
yeah. Sorry.
No.
But yeah, still funny.
I just remember the picture. I don't remember who sent it.
It's all right. There'll be a quiz on the rest of the pictures I send in the groups.
I don't take quizzes anymore, buddy.
Look at this game, though, man. All right. First and foremost, Arizona played fucking Kansas City. Now, little man, Willow. We'll just call him Willow. Willow had.
Damn.
Willow fucked up. Willow only had 192 yards and 2 touchdowns. No picks. Jesus, 22 34.
If he had just studied the playbook, maybe this would have all been different.
Fuck.
Well, it's not like they have. Oh, that's a dick move. They don't have a better choice there. Look at their backup quarterback's name is Trace McSorley.
Their Lilliputian leader did not study the playbook.
Trace McSorley? That sounds like a hockey player.
Dude, Trace McSorley sounds like he belongs to a fucking Christmas movie. But yeah, I don't know. Kyler Murray, I think he's a good quarterback. I know you don't, little people syndrome, all that good shit. You know.
Wait, you're choosing Trace over Colt McCoy?
No, fuck no. I'd rather have Colt McCoy. I just saw that in the stats. Trace McSorley had 4 attempts, 2 passes completed. I don't know why Colt didn't play. But going back to it. Little people, man. I mean, Kansas City is just a better defense, I guess. Or I don't know. It didn't even look like they had any offenses rolling, man. Connor didn't do shit, but a touchdown, 26 yards, which surprises me. Obviously, Murray looked like shit. Their receivers, no one really did anything special. He did throw for a couple of touchdowns, but Zach Ertz and Marquise Brown, which you expected. You know, you look at the other side, Kansas City's offense just blew Arizona away, which you expect with any fucking team they play, right? I mean, Kansas City's going to be who they are no matter who they play. There again, it's like Buffalo, right? They're going to tear teams up and blow them up. So it's hard to say, all right, Arizona totally sucks off of that week 1 performance against Kansas City.
Yeah.
Now, does that mean they'll lose? Not necessarily, because on the other side of the ball, you have the fucking Raiders, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about this earlier. The Raiders have a good receiving core. They have a good tight end. They have running backs. They have everything they need to win this fucking game. What is the problem? You know, Derek Carr didn't completely suck. His yardage was great. His touchdowns were okay. Kind of low for touchdowns for a quarterback, if you asked me last season. And what do you have? You just had it right there in the stats. 23 touchdowns and 14 interceptions? Fuck. Touchdown to interception rate, that's shitty as fuck. So is the problem, like I said earlier, Derek fucking Carr? I believe that, yes, in Las Vegas, the Raiders, Oakland, whatever you want to call them, I think the biggest problem there is they have great weapons. They don't have that premier quarterback. Carr is not that premier quarterback. I mean, can you imagine a Herbert there or even a fucking Josh Allen or something like that? One of those premier fucking quarterbacks? Shit. That team would be tearing up because they have the fucking weapons. Renfro, Adams, Waller.
I mean, I'm just going to say Josh McDaniels. Like, you've got a coach who hasn't done anything outside of being a Bill Belichick guy.
Yeah, he did really draft Tim Tebow.
Oof. I mean, I shouldn't have laughed at that, but I did.
He really fucked Josh McDaniels with that fucking comment. This game, anyways, to me, I think Las Vegas wins it, to be honest. I think that, look, let's look at the stats on that game. Las Vegas and Los Angeles. I can determine their defense. Like, Justin Herbert. What?
Sorry, I just think Devontae Adams is too good. Like, that's going to carry the game.
Yeah, but look at Carr's stats against the Chargers, man. He went 295, 2 touchdowns, and 3 fucking interceptions. Like, holy fuck, man. That's just too much. When your quarterback's throwing more INTs than he has touchdowns in a game, that's a problem. You look across the field, Herbert, you know, he went 26 to 34, 279, 3 touchdowns, no picks. That's the kind of fucking quarterback you need. You put a quarterback like that with the Raiders, and fuck, they're a dangerous fucking
Yeah,
team.
but so San Diego was up, Los Angeles was up 17-3 at half, and then 24-10 in the third quarter. Carr's gotta throw the ball to try and get a pass.
Well, I mean, 141 of his 295 yards went to fucking Devontae. Devontae's still on fire.
I'm just saying the Ints don't match up with a shitty quarterback, but a desperate quarterback.
But he's always been like that. What are his stats in general?
Yeah,
Let me
good
see his
point.
INT stats. His INT stats. Let's see. INTs in the last. Fuck. Last year, 23 touchdowns, 14 picks. The year before that was a little better, 27-9, 21-8. Oh man, so last year was the first year he had double digits in the last 3 years.
So
maybe not that
career-wise,
bad.
he's 195 and 88 on touchdowns versus Ints.
Oof. That's shitty though. That's a lot of picks. Think about that. That's 50% of your touchdowns are picks, or a
He's
little bit
also
less.
been an Oakland guy forever, and
Well, I guess okay. And we could say we'll see this year, right? They added weapons to him. He has great receivers, great fucking tight end. They added Devontae Adams, and he's still throwing 3 fucking picks. Come on now.
but if the defense can't stop shit,
Oh, yeah, that's the other part of it.
Cards or Raiders?
Right?
I'm going Raiders.
I'm gonna go Raiders. I think they're still as shitty as Derek Carr is. I think the little people leader over there is not gonna pull it off for the Cardinals.
I love the little people.
So
Willow.
The Cardinals lost Kirk. They lost Hopkins to suspension. So he doesn't have a lot of the weapons that he normally had. That's number one. Number two, you're playing the Chiefs. They make you look a lot worse. Number three, Carr's problem, as you guys know, offensive lines. He's got a shitty offensive line. That if you don't have a good line, it makes your quarterback look bad. He throws picks. Number four, Adams is a problem. Look at the targets. They're forcing the ball to Adams. You can't do that. If he's double, triple covered, it's Devontae Adams. Yeah, that's great. But you've also got Renfrow wide open. You got Waller wide open. You could throw to one of those guys. That's, but they're trying to make him happy. The question is, in week 2, do they play normal football and don't try to force the ball in? If they do, this is a pretty good team. If they don't, the Cardinals are going to eat them alive, even with the midget at quarterback.
17 fucking targets to Devontae Adams. Holy fuck.
They're feeding the ball to him at the expense of everybody else, and those are some pretty good players I named off.
Okay, but so did Green Bay did the same thing though. Devontae Adams had the most.
Aaron Rodgers is not Derek Carr. Aaron Rodgers can throw things in windows. Derek Carr cannot.
I definitely get that point, but I don't think I think the targets are still the same no matter where he goes. Look, if they're throwing at him, maybe I don't know. We have to see where those picks came from. If those picks come on attempts at Devontae Adams, I wish we could see that. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I just go with they paid Devontae a lot of money, and it's time to throw to him.
Well, I'm pretty sure Devontae's in the huddle going, "Bitch, you didn't pay me all this money to come over here and run routes with no balls thrown at me." Something along those lines.
You don't even throw 17 throws to Brown though, and he catches a touchdown every other pass. So I mean that would be like 8 touchdowns a game. You just don't do that. I go with the Cards. I go with the Cards.
Fucking attempts, bro. 17 targets. The next closest one was Darren Waller with 6, and Hunter Renfrow with 6. Fuck me.
That's wow.
It's a lot, bro.
If you were a defensive coordinator, what do you think you would do?
Double Devontae? Maybe triple?
Hey, they seem to be feeding the ball to him. I wonder why he has picks. I don't know. Maybe the defensive coordinator knows his job.
Put 3 dudes on Adams. He's going to throw it to him anyway.
Yeah, just put 5. Leave Waller wide open in the middle.
So, Rip, I love the Nancy Kerrigan reference that we both failed on.
What was her fucking name? The other chick that kneecapped
Tanya Harding.
Tanya Harding. There you go. You got a Tanya Harding Devontae Adams if you want to stop him.
Correct.
And Warthog just lost all his viewers because they're too young for that reference.
They're like, who the fuck are these people? They're googling. You know, Sweden's out there googling that shit right now.
Yeah. So the Willow escapes for a game-winning touchdown. Cards win. Devontae Adams is targeted 97 times, and Carr gets 5 picks.
Probably. I mean, he had 3 last week, so yeah. I'm still going with the Raiders. The Raiders.
The Raiders. In a black and blue game, we got the Chicago Bears at the Packers.
Oh boy.
I mean, Rodgers looked like shit.
33-3 is what all the Packers fans will tell you.
33 degrees?
33-3. Last year when the Saints beat the crap out of them. It's not like they've ever done this before. Rodgers has never had a bad week 1 game, and then they won 13 straight.
Yeah, but his bad week 1 game is 1 int, 4 sacks. And a 64% completion rating, 22 for 34 with 195.
Yeah, but look, Chicago Bears aren't going to stop fucking Rodgers, bro. Not just that. What are they going to do against the fucking Green Bay Packers? Justin Fields is just as pathetic, bro. He's worse than... Look, you know what this game... The 49ers versus Bears last week was the game of the shitties for quarterbacks. It was to see who the fuck sucked more. Quarterback rating, Trey Lance sucked more, but fucking 8 of 17 for 121, 2 touchdowns and a pick is what fucking Justin Fields do. Come on. The shittiness is there. I think the Bears just suck in my book. And come on, Adams, you think he's going to lose these fucks? You could fucking, again, throw my grandma out there and Adams will probably throw a touchdown to her. I mean, Aaron Rodgers will probably throw a touchdown.
I was going to say, Devontae Adams isn't on the Packers anymore, but...
I got confused, motherfucker.
If he was, he would have had 17 balls thrown to him.
No, he would have had 32 attempts and fucking
32 attempts.
Yeah, I give on that. Like, Packers over Bears, no question.
Dude, now I want to recheck my fucking 49ers pick, man. Fuck, they fucking lost to this fucking shit team?
Monsoon.
Oh, yes.
Wasn't that the shitty field, too?
Yeah, all the water and all that, but...
Didn't the Bears get like a 15-yard pet unsportsmanlike for wiping off the field so a kicker could kick?
Something like that. But the best play of that game was fucking Justin Fields sliding in the fucking water.
Correct.
All right. So, anyways, I'm going to take the Packers because Aaron Rodgers isn't going to lose 2 straight. 1. 2, they're playing the fucking Bears. The Bears are their Bears look like they want to play for the number 1 pick. Right now, the owner is all pissed off because they beat fucking the 49ers. They know Justin Fields sucks a large fucking, erectile dysfunction penis.
So I'm just pissed it's the Sunday night game.
True.
Yeah, but I mean, there's way better Sunday night games than Bears and Green Bay.
True.
Not if you're a Green Bay fan.
Schedule on that shit. That's a shitty game though. The Bear, look, it is going to be shitty, and you'll see. Green Bay will win this one handily. Aaron Jones and the other kid, fucking I already forgot his name also. I was talking about him all last week.
Williams?
No, man, the other running back they have. Fuck.
Oh, not Aaron Jones, but Dylan.
Dylan, yeah, A.J. Dillon, there you go. He's going to kick ass. That combination is going to tear the fucking Bears up. I guarantee you. I mean, look at how much rushing the fucking the 49ers did on the Bears, man. They went over, about 200 yards. That combination of Jones and Dillon's going to fuck the Bears up. Obviously, they're playing a better fucking, they have a better quarterback in Aaron Rodgers. Whether he has great receivers or not, the Packers win this. They don't just win this. They're going to fucking dismantle the fucking Bears.
So the funniest thing, I've got a kid who's a Packers fan, and they watch the Packers game.
Whoa. Time out.
I guess the first play, there was a design pass to the rookie wideout, Walker, whatever his name is. Hit him in the hands. He dropped it, and you could see Aaron Rodgers look back at LaFleur, and he just shook his head.
Frustrations.
I think he knows, and I think he's told them. And LaFleur's like, "No, we're gonna play my way." And I think that was the game we played their way. And Rodgers is like, fine, we'll play it your way. I think this game he plays his way. And I think they dismantle the Bears. LaFleur, you get coaches that think that they're cute and, oh, this pick's going to get open and all this stuff. Rodgers hits people in hands. They have to catch the freaking ball. They don't have good wide receivers. They need to run the ball. They need to use their weapons like Tanyan. That's what they need to do. I think, again, the Bears don't. This is a preseason game. The Bears aren't very good. Now, with that said, Justin Fields might run for 5,000 yards this game and throw for 3 passes, and the Bears win in some kind of fluke. But I think the Packers are going to handily beat them.
I agree. Damn, I didn't realize how shitty Aaron Rodgers' stats were last week either. Again, the Vikings defense looked pretty solid, but he went 22 out of 34 for 195 yards and a pick. So it looked like Jordan Love played. I guess he played towards the end of the game because I didn't watch this game.
Correct, and apparently that went to glowing reviews that he did really well. But
he went 4 for 5 with 65 yards. Yeah. But look at the game, man. Man, there's a couple things I noticed from this game. One, Aaron Jones seems to be aged. And what I mean by that, A.J. Dillon, again, and I said this when we were in fantasy, that Dillon would be a good pickup because he's going to outshine Jones eventually. And it looks like that eventually is coming real fucking soon because he had 10 rushing attempts to Aaron Jones 5, and he had just as many yards, 49 and 45. But the big one was the checkdowns, right? I mean, Aaron Rodgers threw to A.J. Dillon 5 times for 46 yards, given he threw to Aaron Jones 3 times also, but to me it looks like Dillon's shining, right? Again, though, when you don't have fucking receivers, you throw to anybody you can, and checkdown's going to be there.
Yeah, and the other thing is, it's not like I saw a lot of this in week 1, teams not running the ball and getting away from the run. And I know in the Jacksonville game, we were like, the first run Robinson had was 22 yards, and they ran 5 times in the first half, and you're like, are you like, you don't like to win? Like, the easiest thing to do is hand off to the running back and let him get 5 yards. Like, make him stop it. I remember drives where we've gone down the field. I mean, you remember the Cowboys when they've gone down the field on running plays and they pass, once or twice, and they let, Zeke eat up all the yards. So I don't know why the Packers didn't run the ball more. It's not like their wide receivers are the strength of the team. And especially with the running backs getting actually decent yards. So, I don't know. I think coaches get too cute.
Possibly, but long story short, the Bears will not stop the Packers.
We are going to see the Titans fall to 0-2 when they play the Bills.
Oh.
Monday night.
Wow. There's 2 Monday night games, right?
Correct.
All right, so Titans and Bills. Look, I had no fucking idea what they were doing last week that fucking Derrick Henry didn't fucking tear shit up. But is that something we're going to see, or is it a defense to stop them? I mean, obviously they keyed on him, right? You challenge Tannehill to fucking throw the ball because they don't believe he's a great quarterback. And that's great. Game plan fucking worked out, right? Because Derrick Henry did dick all. Bills, I mean, look, man, and this is me just talking out of my ass, I'm sure, but Tennessee lost to fucking Giants, period. On top of that, Bills, right? I mean, will they go undefeated is my question this year. They look fucking great. And again, you can't build off that hype week 1, blah, 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 playing shitty team, this team, that team. I get all that, but man, the Bills look like fuck. They look like they've been playing for the last 10 weeks,
Yeah.
They're in mid-season form, going into postseason form.
And they're home.
Fuck. Yeah, the Bills take this one. It's unfortunate. I do think Tennessee will put a more concentrated effort to run Derrick Henry, but the Bills, right? Like, holy fuck, that defense.
And will it matter? Like, if they put a more concentrated effort, the Bills are going to be, thanks. Like, we appreciate you running this guy, 52 times for 4 yards.
I don't think they'll stop it for 4. I think Derrick Henry will break the 100-yard mark because they're going to rely on Henry hardcore, but he's getting beat the fuck up this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's going to run for 100 with like 20 rushes.
As long as he throws a touchdown or two in there, because I got him on one of my fantasy rosters.
I would like them to lose 104-4, but run the ball 5,000 times.
Me too.
So,
it's hard. It's hard to go against the Bills any week this year, man. Honestly, I'm sure there's gonna be a game there where maybe, and obviously I said like the first week is not a great measurement, but I think the Bills stay consistent. You just see it, man. They were so fucking sharp week one, and I get it, Rams, but it's hard to put anybody against the Bills and say, yeah, they can beat the Bills.
I would put the Chiefs as the beat the Bills because they've done it consistently the last 2 or 3 years, but it's questioned in my head. I thought last year there was no way. I think this year the Bills have a fighting chance. I'm interested to see if injuries, because you get one unlucky injury rash away from not looking that good. So the question is, do you make it 17 games? And doing things like running Josh Allen when you're up 21 points is stupid. Like, that has to stop.
That was fucking dumb as fuck.
I appreciate
last week, right?
appreciate the extra yards there, buddy, but slide.
Yeah, man, you gotta you're right though, man. That's some fucked up shit. I couldn't believe. And then when they were running them, you're already ahead, and this fucker's running for more. Dude, why are you even running your quarterback at that point? Your star quarterback, because you're right. When we look at that aspect and say, all right, they're an injury away from a different team. Not really. Depends on who they lose, right?
Yeah.
You lose a running back, no big deal. Receiver, you'll survive. You lose Josh Allen, and you're fucking Cleveland.
Correct. Yeah, they could lose a running back, and you would be like, oh, who even cared? Like, if they lose Singletary, you'll be like, okay, well, we'll put one of Ripper's 27 running backs he owns, and he'll fumble it a couple times, but we'll be fine. If you lose a wideout, you're like, we've got, you got Diggs, you got Gabriel, you got options, right? If you lose Allen, it is all over.
Well, you still have your defense though, and their defense is pretty fucking solid. Again, though, you can't measure it because the Rams are missing some pieces, but they are pretty solid on defense, dude. They got Vaughn, man. Yeah, look at their defense.
I mean, behind Allen, you got Matt Barkley and Case Keenum.
You're right. Your offense becomes shit. You lose Allen. Period. Correct. Not the same offense, not the same dynamic. Dude, you got a quarterback that I love quarterbacks that have wheels. A quarterback that I can run, can throw the full package. That's the kind of quarterback I look for every year on my fucking team. Right now, I have one, by the way, that's fucking great, but we'll talk about it later. But that's what they look for. And Josh Allen is the full package quarterback, man. He can beat you on his feet. He can beat you with his arm. He's smart as fuck. He's tough as fuck. He's a leader. You can see the dynamics of this guy. But you lose him, and that team does change. You lose a leader. You lose a lot of shit, man. It changes completely.
I mean, that's NFL right there, right? Like with the QB, you lose the QB and you're done.
Well, and your elite teams have elite fucking quarterbacks. This is why we go back to Dak Prescott, and the Cowboys are not an elite team because they don't have an elite fucking quarterback. I'd rather have fucking Tony Romo's old ass out there. Even he was a fucking loser, but still, you know what I mean.
I mean, Tony's given us some pretty good video play or screenplay.
Broadcasting.
Yeah, thank you. That worked.
He's fucking awesome at that, man. That's how he's going to the Hall of Fame.
Well, but again, you definitely don't run Allen when you're up 21 points in the fourth quarter. But the question is how does the injury bug hit you, and does it wipe out your linebacking core or something like that? Like that's what they've got to avoid. I think these guys are cream of the crop. I hope they stay healthy and make it. Please don't run Allen anymore, please.
No shit, I have him in my big money league too. Fucking crazy. I don't understand the thought process behind that, right? Like they were already so up. Why are you running Allen like that?
Well, and like, why isn't someone say? I mean, that's something I'm saying. Like if I'm saying it, your coaches should be going, "Yo,
but
slide,
also,
bro."
Let me tell you something. The kind of player Allen is, it's quite possible that play did not require him to fucking run. He tucked and run. Although it really did look like a designed fucking quarterback draw.
I mean, I'm just going to say, like, the Rams have a pullback coach for, what's his name, McVay? Like, do you not have a pullback coach to be like, don't run this dude?
You're going to have to tell your fucking lineman, hey, if you see Allen running, just tackle his ass.
Right?
Yeah,
Because that's the
best 15-yard penalty I'll ever take. Like,
your injuries happen. A lot of injuries happen in that second effort, that third effort, that the yardage after catch, the yardage, as you make after contact, whatever. That's when a lot of shit happens. And Josh Allen's a big dude, a big fucking target. Man, look, football is full of emotions and full of this and full of that and anger and everything else. Man, you're getting your ass beat by the Buffalo Bills. It takes one fucking D lineman that's maybe a rookie or 2-year veteran that fucking wants to be a dick to throw a helmet at his knee and it's lights out. So the Bills will win, yeah.
what's up, Bills? All right, we have the Vikings against the Eagles to end up the week.
It's an easy pick.
Dear NFL, why this game?
That's the whole point, right?
Yeah, because we'd only have 5 games and the season would be over.
Well, when the season started, though,
like
Bills
Monday
and
Night
Titans
Football.
shouldn't have been true. Well, but the Bills and Titans shouldn't have been a shitty fucking game. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. But this one,
I mean, the Eagles suck.
Well, let's see. How bad did they do last week? Well, they beat Detroit. Again, weird. On this one, though, we saw it earlier. Look, Hurts ran his fucking little heart out. He ran 17 times for 90 yards. He went 18 to 32 for 243 yards. No picks, no touchdowns. He ran in a touchdown. I mean,
it was like he was still at Alabama, right?
Correct.
I can't throw the ball. I'm going to run the ball, and our defense is going to save the day.
He hit A.J. Brown 10 fucking times for 155 yards, though.
He threw it 35 times to him, though.
13 attempts, guys. 13 targets.
So there was three wide open touchdown passes he dropped?
Well, man, look. He had just as many rush attempts almost as he did fucking completions. He had 18 completions, 17 rush attempts. Fuck.
But that's the style of play they try to play, and I don't like it.
The NFL is going to kill quarterbacks like that because those boys can't take the hits that the elite guys hit.
But even the elite guys can't take the hits because they're all. I mean,
I'm talking the defensive guys.
That's what people forget, though. At the NFL, everybody was the best player in their high school, the best player in their college, and they're now one of 52 people in the NFL. They're all big, they're all fast, they're all strong. So you're getting a quarterback who's running around, and he's going to get hurt. And so the question is, do you have 3 Lamar Jacksons? Because if you draft 3 Lamar Jacksons, you can run that kind of offense. If you don't, and no one does, then you're screwed when he gets hurt. That's why I hate those guys. Tom Brady moves 4 feet any season, right? And yet he's won half the Super Bowls, or he's been to the Super Bowl half the seasons he's been in. That's what gets you championships, that kind of quarterback.
Correct, but teams are drafting kids like Jalen Hurts, and then they're either using them the way the Philadelphia Eagles are, they're not. Point of example, Dakota. Dakota was a moving quarterback. He should be using his fucking feet, but he's not. They try to change his style into something else, and he'll never be that quarterback. And now it's just like.
But the problem is you've got one offensive guy that is awesome versus 11 that aren't, or 11 that are. Sorry.
Jalen Hurts is not on a team with shitty kids, though, right?
I got
that audible feedback.
Warty.
What?
Okay,
I'm getting like second feedback.
Really?
We were. I think it's gone. Did you accidentally?
Did you turn your fan on again?
No, fan's been on for a while.
So Jalen Hurts, back to that. He's a moving quarterback. We know it. Is it enough to win the fucking game against the Vikings? I don't think so. The Vikings defense is pretty fucking good. I think Kirk Cousins is gonna do what he does. You know, be the not necessarily. He's no better than what we'd call a game manager, right? I think the Vikings have the better talent. Period. I know it's already kind of late, so let's not go too long on that one. But the Vikings do have the better fucking talent compared to Philadelphia. Although they've got a great receiver, they got an okay running back. A good second running back in Jalen Hurts. But I think the Vikings will be too much for the Philadelphia Eagles. I think it'll be a good game, but the Vikes win it.
Same here. And we talked about Cousins. I think I think it's amazing to me that he doesn't have a better marketing team because he's again a copy paste 4,000 yards, multiple touchdowns to picks. He's done it in Washington. He's done it. He beat out RG3 in Washington, and then he did. They didn't want to keep him, but they didn't want to get rid of him. Then he came to Minnesota, and he just hasn't won the playoffs. Football's a team sport. You don't. Yeah, Tom Brady's the freakish exception to the rule, but for the most part, teams win and lose games. They don't. It's not a single player that does it. Although elite quarterbacks do skew it to your favor. I think his team is stacked. He's got Jefferson. He's got the other kid. I'm forgetting his name. They're both studs. Thielen. They're both studs. I'm going with the Vikes. I think they'll win handily.
So the problem is Cousins is boring, and nobody likes boring. Like, he's solid but boring. He's not that guy that will rip off, 3 touchdowns and 350 yards or whatever, but he's not going to fuck you up with interceptions either.
I mean, he went 23 of 32 with 2 touchdowns, 277 in yardage, 118 quarterback rating, not bad. Then you got Dalvin Cook, and you got Justin Jefferson.
Not ESPN, like, oh my God, awesome.
Yeah, but Aikman didn't have ESPN, oh my God, awesome stats, and he quarterback teams.
The world's changed.
There's a bunch of quarterbacks that are not sexy that are pocket quarterbacks that people love.
I mean, I'm just saying, Aikman back in the day wouldn't be popular today. Yep, said it.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Ripper to freak the fuck out.
Why disagree. Wouldn't he? Look at Tom Brady. Aikman played a different game, though, man. Look, the Cowboys back in the day with Aikman, that was all timing patterns, bro. Like, he threw the ball.
That's my point, though.
But he didn't have to be in the pocket long for timing patterns.
I mean, Aikman played a different game than anybody
else.
Oh,
the game has evolved in hardcore difference, right? Yeah. I mean, I think the Josh Allen's, the Patrick Mahomes type quarterback, that's where it's going to be in the future period. Everybody's modeling their future quarterback on those guys.
So let's take a second. What is that model?
A quarterback that can move. Quarterback that can throw it, run it, period.
So a quarterback that can run the ball, that has a rocket arm, precision accuracy.
And makes good decisions.
So what we call that is a good quarterback. Like people forget how athletic Montana was. Like, he didn't have a 4.2 40, but
he say Randall Cunningham, aren't you?
Steve Young.
Yeah, people forget. I mean, and yes, we even Tarkin him back in the day, and now, granted there was a lot less talent in the NFL than there is today, but that's what sure, everybody wants a 6'4" quarterback that flies like the wind, that throws has a cannon for an arm, that's completely accurate. There's not that many of them out there. And a lot of those guys, when you get one like Bortles, he's got a problem in his brain where he can't do things in 3 seconds.
Bro, why do you keep referencing Bortles? I'm just gonna lay that out.
He's a prototype. That's why, because he got drafted because he is the opposite of Kyler Murray. He got drafted because he's got a big arm, big body, 6 foot something. He fits the mold. He never should have been drafted as a quarterback. He's a linebacker. Like, someone in high school should have said, dude, you're a linebacker. Like, your decision making is terrible. But he went to college, he went to UCF, and then he got drafted because he fit the mold. And I don't like that about the NFL. There's a reason for it. The reason is durability. Like, those guys last longer than your Kyler Murrays who are 5 foot nothing. I get that. But sometimes it's like the Steelers. When the Steelers used to run a 3-4, they had their pick of linebackers that were tweeners because no one else in the league had them. And what's amazing to me is the league is getting back to everyone copycats, right? And so everyone wants to do the same thing. So everybody wants a quarterback who has all these things. They're not there. Like, there's not that many quarterbacks out there with that skill set that can do all those things. So then you get a guy like Jalen Hurts, and you're like, oh, he's the next guy. He just needs this. No, he's never going to be the next guy. Mahomes is doing it in his second year. Basically, he redshirted a year behind Alex Smith, and then he started playing. And he's done at that level. Josh Allen took a year or two of just figuring things out and doing terrible, and then he took off. So that's Joe Burrow's lighting up the league. Like, everybody wants that guy. You have to, unfortunately, you have to Seahawk it and lose games instead of beating Denver at home. You got to lose all the games and get the first pick.
I mean, love the Seahawk kick, but fuck you.
Which is what Dallas.
But long story short, the Vikings.
That's the problem with Dallas, right? You guys are never bad.
Yeah, you got to be bad, and then you got to be good.
When you got to get bad, and you got to be lucky. Like, I remember that the Colts, they went 3-13. They got Manning, right? They had a decade, 12 years, whatever it was, with Manning. Manning got his neck hurt. They plummeted that year to first overall pick, and they got luck. Like, you either got to get that way, or you got to get the Green Bay way, where you pick a quarterback in the 15th round that everybody's questionable about, and you land it. Like, those are the two options. And Dallas, unfortunately, has just never gotten lucky enough to be. It's Jerry, right? He gets you guys right to the point of too good to pick first. So,
but even when you pick
it doesn't
first,
matter. Yeah, exactly.
An NFL quarterback is not a guarantee.
Correct. You're right. The Josh Allens are 1 in 100, right? They don't, it's tough to get those great quarterbacks, and I don't think it's necessarily having the top pick either, man, because they come out of nowhere. Look at Josh Allen, bro. Look at his whole fucking story. Nobody wanted that motherfucker, right? Look at him now.
Wait. Time out.
No, multiple teams wanted him. Yeah.
No. That's not what I mean. Look at his story. Look at him coming out of high school. He had to go play fucking JUCO ball because nobody wanted him, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, but Seattle scouted him and pissed off Wilson in the process.
Well, they should have pulled the fucking trigger because he was a 1 in a million fucking quarterback, man.
They should have.
But Dallas's problem will never be that, bro. And I'll be honest with you, Dallas's problem will always be Jerry fucking Jones. We can have the number 1 pick, and Jerry Jones is gonna go pick a fucking lineman, even though we need a quarterback. I guarantee it.
I mean, I'm glad you're finally realizing it.
No, I've always known Jerry's been the problem. Fuck, I've been talking about starting a GoFundMe for fucking years to go buy the Cowboys back from Jerry Jones.
How much have you got in the GoFundMe account?
About $8.
$8?
Less than the Hello Kitty Ferrari account.
8 pesos.
8 pesos.
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 What the fuck is a peso?
It's a fucking Mexican currency. Pesos. How do you not know what a peso is?
You said peso, not peso.
No.
Peso. Dude, are you fucking telling me how to say fucking... Come on now.
I mean, apparently I am, because when
Next
you say
you're gonna
peso,
start
I'm
telling
like,
me how to fucking make Mexican food.
All right, guys, you heard it here. Shots for everybody. All right.
Shot.
Okay, that's everything. We'll see what the scores are like next week, and we'll do this all over again on Wednesday. Thanks, everybody.
All right, boys. Love you.
Good one. Stryker's pick sucked.
Channel moved. I'm still here.
Who moved? I didn't hear channel.
I didn't move.
Stryker's tripping.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, that was fun.
That was fun. Hopefully, we're better than 500.
Yeah, we're not.
I would like to think so. I'm usually good in the beginning of the year, but I didn't. Like you said, I didn't watch a lot of preseason football. It was harder this year too because people weren't playing.
Three preseason games sucks.
3 preseason games?
Preseason games. 3
Sounds like
preseason
Stryker's
games.
been hitting the hooch already.
Yeah, he is.
Nah, Stryker's just tired. Hasn't slept in
tired.
2 days.
I'm hungry. I haven't fucking eaten dinner.
We'll go eat dinner.
I am in a bit.
All right.
Fucking diabetic.
I know. I don't think we sucked it last week for sure. But in week 1, man, you're going to get your surprise. By week 3 and past that, our picks will be a lot more on par, I think.
Well, you have a couple weeks. I find that you have your picks on par, and then you'll have like 1 or 2 weeks in the NFL season where just shit fucking like everybody decides to fucking do upsets. Like last year, the Bills lost to the Jags, and I was like, what the like? I wouldn't even picked us to win that game. So yeah, there's. I think you're right though. For the most part, we'll kind of get in the groove. We'll know what's going on, and then it's matchups and just trying to decide who's playing against what. And let's face it, the week 1, a lot of close games happened. There was only about 4 or 5 blowouts.
I mean, I'm just going to leave it with I had no idea Seattle would actually beat Denver. Like, none whatsoever.
I mean, you do because in any given, I mean, they say that any given Sunday,
Well,
and it happens all the freaking time.
But Russell, I mean, they should have let Russell cook, and they didn't, so.
Which is why he's not in Seattle anymore.
Fair point.
All right, boys. Dinner time here.
All right. You have a
Fucking
great night.
11 o'clock at night? Jesus, Rip.
Well, I'm fucking